this man's been playing insanely well this year. Nikola Jokic, the Joker. Do you think he has a case for MVP or no?
I think he has a case. I think he's a bit more similar to Steph, in the
Mm-hmm.
sense that because we already have Embiid in the conversation, I think Jokic's biggest competitor in this case is going to be Embiid because they're both
Yeah.
in the same position. And when I look at them, obviously Jokic, better ball handler, better passer, better vision, yada yada yada. But I think Embiid is, as you said, more of an anchor on defense and has been doing a little bit more. And I honestly think he's probably been shooting the ball better than Jokic. So I think again, just like Steph, Jokic has a very you can make a case for him as MVP.
Mm-hmm.
But I think another thing too, as we brought up a couple of times before, the seeding is having an impact too. But what are your thoughts on Jokic in the conversation?
So I think if there was no seeding implication, I think Nikola Jokic would be my MVP of the year. So this offseason, they lost a couple of guys, Torrey Craig. They lost Jeremy Grant, who we might talk about later. But we saw what he did last year in the playoffs, down 3-1 twice, came back, and he hasn't really stopped from that level of play. He might have only gotten better. So we've talked about he takes the ball up, which is pretty nuts for a center. His passing's among the best of the league. He's had multiple triple doubles, which I mean, we think that's crazy for a point guard, but imagine for a center, someone who typically doesn't ball handle or is as good of a passer as he is. The only thing is really that their team isn't as great, but for how good they have been, or for how good he has been, he has willed this team to the position they are in right now. If he was not on the Nuggets, I really don't think they would be even close to the playoffs. They'd probably be a bottom 3 seed in the West. Um, the other two great players on their team are probably MPJ, you could maybe say, and then obviously Jamal Murray. But if you take Jokic off that team, they would tumble tremendously.
Tremendous, definitely.
And yeah, he means so much because they run the offense through him. Now he does definitely lack a little bit on defense, but I think his offense obviously more than makes up for it. I think his offense is probably still better than Embiid's, just how versatile he is, and he's shooting just as good as Embiid. So yeah, he's been incredible.
One thing I would say too on the Jokic topic is compared to last year, just I don't know if you noticed this too, but I think he's a little bit in better shape.
He is.
He's had some highlight reel dunks over people.
He dunked on Patrick Williams last night.
I know. I'm the man, Pat. I'm P'd up, and that
the paw
feat, as we know, that is a pretty big feat. But yeah, he looks in better shape, and I think the better shape he gets into, just the scarier of a player he gets to. Because I mean, the guy who could handle the ball, if he gets quicker, good luck stopping him. Good luck.
And I feel with him too is I've never seen someone get fouled so much, and there's just like no call. Like you can see him every time. He's just getting mauled out there. It's kind of ridiculous when you think of like the Trae Youngs and the Lukas and other guys like that who like try to bait fouls. Jokic just gets, he gets mauled and they don't call anything. It's kind of ridiculous.
And I would say one thing to just why a lot of people probably love Jokic, as I do, and I think you do too, is he doesn't usually flop. He's not complaining. He'll get mauled. Maybe he'll make a face, but he's not going to flop. He takes it. He takes it.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of other people, whereas like as big as Embiid is, Embiid will get a little chattery if he's getting hit. He'll let the refs know if he thinks he's getting hit. So I think that is
embellish the hit.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that I give Jokic the upper hand with against maybe Embiid or some of these other guys is he'll if you want to go after him, he'll take it and he'll score buckets right here.
And then the other thing with Jokic too, that kind of the last thing with him is he's had just insane moments, and I think that really boosts him up as a player. And the clutchest of times, his team down 3-1 against the Clippers and the Jazz against Rudy Gobert, he has balled out. And I think, obviously it's just this regular season, but it kind of puts him on a little more of a pedestal in the sense that we've seen him in the clutchest of clutchest moments, and we've seen how good he is. Embiid hasn't had those career-defining moments yet. He very well could this season. I know that 50-point game against the Bulls was definitely huge for him, and this season when you look at it in a snapshot, but Jokic just had just some memorable moments, man.
The truth.